Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
At the homes of Sean Diddy Combs. You know him as Diddy, formerly Puff Daddy, big-time rapper, big-time producer, big-time superstar, and now the feds at his houses in both locations.
This is his home in Star Island. Live pictures where Homeland Security investigators are right now on the scene. We also do have video from his home in Los Angeles. HSI Los Angeles is on scene there, and you can see it is a big scene outside of this big home.
We do not think that Sean Combs is on that property at home right now. He may be in New York as this raid is being conducted.
This is the downfall of Sean P. Diddy Combs, the end of Diddy. The feds are raiding his house right now. Unbelievable.
Right now we're following the Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Field Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
He got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about...
They're not playing around. This is Homeland Security, the feds. So this is not much of a surprise. Actually, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I already made a video about Diddy because they already had some allegations that came out just 24 hours ago that were actually disturbing and disgusting. And I want to talk about that. But as I'm finishing up that video, this happened. We will be still talking about that. We'll be talking about some of the allegations. We've been talking about why people say no Diddy now compared to pause. If that doesn't make any sense, don't worry. We'll talk about that as well. But this is the latest news. And this is something that is a big surprise. Is this a big surprise that this is happening? All of the accusations, all the things that P. Diddy has alleged to be doing, if you're involving yourself in sex trafficking, then the feds are coming because you're taking these people across the state. Once that happens, the feds are involved.
30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. The other side of those bushes basically is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
They are heavily armed and they've been very tactful, would probably be the best word to use, as they made entry into this home this afternoon. We actually watched them as they made their way through one of these side gates, and as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, they're going in there, they're doing their thing, but this is it. P. Diddy raided by Homeland Security. Why? We'll be talking about that. Some of the accusations that been dropped by many people, especially Lil Rod, the producer. We'll talk about that later in this video about some of the sex trafficking allegations. He put this out already. This man wanted to be Scarface. This kind of thing starts to happen when you are a predator hurting people for many, many years, allegedly. They storm the mansion. They take you down. And this is what's happening with P. Diddy. And 50 Cent with a tweet, now it's not Diddy do it, Diddy done. They don't come like that unless they got a case. So you see the pictures right there. It looks like his kids. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Let's talk about the latest accusation. Let's talk about why people are saying no Diddy when they say something they feel is inappropriate. And we'll talk about a history of all of the things that Diddy is alleged been done. People dying, shootings, all types of crazy behavior from this man. We'll provide some more context and insights into the controversies that are surrounding P. Diddy. I talked about this man a few weeks ago, and the more allegations I read about this man, he is the Joker. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it right now. So Diddy has been accused of harassing Lil Rod's 8-year-old daughter and ex-partners. For those who do not know who Lil Rod is, Diddy is sued by this producer for sexual assault, harassment, and unpaid work. This came out earlier last month. So in this one right here, the lawsuits continue to pile on the embattled music mogul. So this Monday, producer Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit against Diddy in the Southern District of New York. According to court documents, Jones is making multiple scandalous claims against Diddy in this 73-page lawsuit. So throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones, this Lil Rod, the producer, witnessed and experienced and endured many things that went far beyond his role as producer on the Love album. The court filing reads, Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Some really crazy predator type stuff. Also, Lil Rod recounts multiple instances of Diddy allegedly drugging and having sex with underage girls. Jones also says that he was groped and touched by Diddy on multiple occasions and alleged Diddy made him go and pick up sex workers and bring them back to Diddy's home. He also describes a time where he was sexually harassed by Cuba Gooding Jr. on Diddy's yacht. Jeez, Cuba Gooding. That makes me extra sad. I mean, Boys in the Hood, Radio, those are some classics. Men of Honor, damn. And it's interesting because Cuba Gooding Jr. was arrested a couple of years back for allegations of sexual misconduct. But let's get back to the main story here. Diddy is accused of harassing accusers Lil Rod's 8-year-old daughter and ex-partners. Court documents obtained by XXL on Sunday that Diddy has engaged in harassing behavior directed Rod's 8-year-old daughter, the child's mother, and his ex-spouses. In documents that were filed last Saturday through his attorney, Jones claimed that the Bad Boy founder has been allegedly sending agents to harass his daughter and loved ones. Additionally, Jones claims that Diddy also has been manufacturing stories about him on TMZ. The alleged harassment by Diddy has created an environment of fear and potential harm for Jones' family and loved ones, leading them to take action by filing a police report. Moreover, Jones accused Diddy of allegedly contacting the producer's friends to persuade him to fire his attorney and hire lawyers that have a relationship with the hip-hop mogul. So allegedly, Diddy is doing what he does, being a thug, being a predator, being the Joker, trying to find a way to get this producer to stop with the lawsuit. And he's trying to intimidate him. And there's so many stories about Diddy trying to intimidate, trying to act like he's a mob boss. There was one time I remember P. Diddy talking about his favorite movie. And that movie was called Scarface. It's a classic movie with Al Pacino, a fantastic actor, but, pretending to be a Cuban. This is the kind of stuff that Scarface would do. P. Diddy has watched too much movies and think this is how you should live your life. He thinks that he can do whatever he wants to do because he has so much power. He has produced all the hits. Diddy was a big deal back in the 90s and early 2000s. We all loved his music. And he became so powerful that he thinks he can do whatever he wants. And more accusations we read about this man. It looks like some of this stuff is coming back to bite him in the ass. And now he's trying to find ways to intimidate. He had that lawsuit with Cassie. He had to pay all that money because Cassie had so much on him. He settled. And now he's trying to find a way to win this battle with the producer, Lil Rod. And of course, we'll continue to follow this story to see exactly what's happening. It's possible that Diddy may find himself in prison when there's enough accusations that are not so old that he could still be prosecuted, that he's going to have to answer to a lot of this alleged predatory behavior. The things that these music moguls do, or some of these industry leaders do, to do whatever they want to do and hurt the people in the process. But let's get back to why are people now saying no Diddy? The streets have abandoned pause for no Diddy and 50 Cent's Love It. The streets have abandoned pause for no Diddy and 50 Cent Love It. 50 Cent has been going after Diddy. He's going to make a documentary on him. There must have been some beef or some kind of business that went wrong, or the fact that 50 Cent knows what kind of creep and all the history of him, of Diddy being a predator, that 50 Cent is like, I'm going to go after this dude. So anything that goes against P. Diddy, 50 Cent will post it and laugh about it. So let's get into no Diddy. What does no Diddy mean? The term no Diddy has gone viral as a replacement for pause, a phrase that is used to distance oneself from unintentionally sexual or homoerotic comments. It's something that we used to do back when, I don't know, we were in junior high school, 12, 13 years old. And it's interesting now that people are still saying pause at 40 and 50 years old. But the term No Diddy has emerged as a way for individuals to distance themselves from associations with predatory behavior. So it says right here, the phrase No Diddy has been sweeping the internet streets and has an impact on hip hop as goes all the way up to 50 cents. So apparently this thing started, this No Diddy phrase emerged from a conversation with DJ Academics and a Philadelphia rapper named Quilly. Never heard of Quilly before. Maybe he's good. Put in the comments if you think he actually has some decent music. They mostly talked about Meek Mill. Meek Mill's been taking a lot of hits the last couple of weeks. If he's been abused, he should say something, regardless of whatever he thinks being a man and, you know, that hyper masculinity that's evident in the hip hop culture. If Diddy abused him, he needs to say something. But let's continue. So it was a podcast, and Quilly kept using the term No Diddy in the episode that first aired out. BNYX used this on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. And shout out to him. He's actually a pretty good producer. He simply said, I put all of my guys in positions. No Diddy. When you say something that could be suggestive, especially if you're trying to put guys in positions, you want to put No Diddy in at the end of that, just to make sure you let everyone know you're not abusing these men. You're not putting them in positions that you can take advantage of them. It looks like, allegedly, that's what Diddy was doing. You see right now, the Shade Room has it. The streets got the new lingo. No Diddy is trending on X as people use it to replace pause. So instead of pause, now people are saying No Diddy. So even Kaya Sinet got relaxed people saying No Diddy. It's not just being gay as the issues that we're having here with P. Diddy. It's the fact that he is abusing people, allegedly. And this is the negative perceptions on the music industry, or even the Hollywood industry. These industry leaders, right? They're accused of being predatory towards people. The problem is with a lot of these industry leaders, especially in the music industry in Hollywood, of being predatory towards people. There's concerns about exploitation, manipulation, and abuse of power. Alleged, allegations against prominent figures that now are shedding light on potential systematic issues within the industry, where individuals like Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, these people are in positions of power, and they exploit their status to take advantage of the vulnerable artists or others seeking opportunities. These concerns highlight the need for more transparency and accountability, and hopefully all these people do see them, and hopefully these people see a day in court like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. They need protective measures within the industry. We need more transparency and more accountability to put these abusers, these predators behind bars. And not have 40, 50 years pass and they've done all these terrible things and now we're catching them. I mean, Diddy looks like he's been doing this for about 20 years, even more than that. And how do these predators do it? They exploit. They prey on people by exploiting their aspirations, leveraging power imbalances to pressure individuals into uncomfortable situations and manipulate them by contractual agreements, or they use their status to silence or discredit those who challenge or oppose their actions. This dynamic creates environments where exploitation and unethical behavior goes unchecked. Let's take a brief history on all of Diddy's history of controversies and allegations. I have not looked at this article yet, but I will probably guess that it's probably a long article here, because the amount of things that, again, Diddy has allegedly been doing is pretty bad. It's not cool. So the first thing to talk about was the latest thing that happened in November with Cassie following that federal lawsuit, and Diddy immediately just settled. He knew that there was no chance of winning. She has too much on him. It's probably one of the most disgusting accusations possible, and Diddy was able to beat that by paying her a whole lot of money. So apparently I didn't even know about this. This is interesting. CCNY actually went to college, but apparently back in 91, Combs promoted a celebrity basketball game and concert at CCNY where 9 people died and 29 people were injured. What the hell happened over there? So the gym had a capacity for about 700 people, but 5,000 people came. And apparently there was not enough security to control the throng. So of course, that's just irresponsible. And as a producer, you are partially responsible for those kind of things. Apparently there's another shooting. So Combs and Death Row. So that shooting in 95 here with Jake Robles. Now this is back with the East Coast, West Coast thing. So there's a lot of violence going on there. So I'm sure that there's tons of issues that went down. Obviously, the most prominent artists of our time were killed during this situation. So this is apparently just another victim, unfortunately. This guy was killed outside Atlanta nightclub. Then Steve Stout, this is another executive that was attacked. So we can keep going on. Another nightclub shooting. In this nightclub shooting back in 1999, he had a promising artist named Shine that basically took the fall for what he was doing. Someone got shot. And the problem is in this nightclub, 3 people drawing guns Shine, this artist, shot his gun in a crowded club. 3 people were shot. Combs got arrested. But the thing is, Combs didn't go to jail. Shine went to jail for several years. And this one, 2013, the scuffle with J. Cole. J. Cole actually talked about this in a song. Apparently, Combs was drunk, talking a bunch of nonsense about what a song that Kendrick did. J. Cole kind of jumped in and started wrestling, fighting with the dude. And according to J. Cole, that's the last fight he ever had. Then there's other accusations. Apparently, he's allegedly punched Drake, which is hilarious when you think about it right now. Apparently, there's another one. He's getting into a fight with a coach back when his son was playing for UCLA. There's so much issues. This is where they physically abused her through the 5-year relationship. And then you have Cassie filing a lawsuit last year. So there's so many issues. There's so many problems. So what do you guys think about this story? I mean, at the time of this recording, Diddy has not been arrested, but probably by this time, you'll see something that's going on. Usually raids, they're arresting people. They're probably looking for information. They're probably looking for documents. What is going to happen to P. Diddy? What do you guys think about this case? Is it long overdue? Who else is going down? What more information is going to come out? Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.